Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Texans. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Houston Texans taking on the NFC champions, the Washington Commanders. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, and this is what every one of these guys waits for each and every week, CD, that moment of anticipation just before the game begins.
I know most of these guys have played well over 100 games dating back to their high school days. Imagine that number if you go all the way back to the Little League type of ball. But that excitement before a game,
it has been a tumultuous 2 weeks, but it is finally time for football as we're underway in Super Bowl 62. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And as we know and as we've discussed here in the run-up to this game, this is history in the making. The first rookie quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl. An absolutely tremendous accomplishment, something no one else has done.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
Throws the out route and finds Claypool. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. And, Charles, the big story of the week leading up was not really about the players, but about their head coach looking to tie Bill Belichick with a 6th Super Bowl title.
And something that just keeps coming back to me is something you said during the week leading up to this one, partner, how he continues to reinvent himself as a coach. You mentioned it's not just the X's and O's. You like the way he relates to his players, and you think that makes him special, and I think that you're right. We've seen it through the years. Each team is different. He gives them the right game plan and knows how to read each team to not only just get them to the big game, but to try and win it as well, and they've done a lot of that. As you mentioned, trying to win his 6th Super Bowl title.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, and it's incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
And his kick is indeed good, and the Commanders get out to a 3-0 lead. So So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Back to throw. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll set up a throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it.
Parker, I think this will want to ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It's a 1st down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And after the broken tackle, couldn't get free for much space, taken down right at the 10. Now back to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So, roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. taking it in from a yard out as his guys are able to extend their lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. And he's been off target here early on. 2 drives, 2 interceptions. They'll look to snap that streak here as they start 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On second down, here's Pierce. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
The Texans send the punter out, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And taken right at the 35. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And they will take over first and 10. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it first and 10. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Robinson up the middle. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. He'll drop to throw. Completion here to Claypool. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They run the option here on first and 10. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there going to take this to about the 10-yard line. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one, 11 yards in the first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. He'll look to throw. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
Houston set to take over. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack. We had a pretty good idea that they were going to pressure this young quarterback, and that's now 2 sacks here in the first quarter.
And, yeah, this is a secret to exactly nobody, because if you're a rookie quarterback, you know you're going to see pressure. Defenses want to see how you're going to handle it, or if it forces you into making bad decisions. That's their goal.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They're going to look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Open man completes it to Claypool. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
I like the boldness of that play call from the offensive coordinator because he wasn't daunted even by the double coverage he expected to draw it to the tight end. The result, a huge gain and a major shot of confidence for everyone on the offense.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the 1st down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I can get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach and probably his agent, too, saying, get out of bounds, man. Don't do that.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line. They run. Robinson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down and a run by Robinson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A gain of 14, 1st down Commanders.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
2nd and 4. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Back to the ground with Robinson. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Robinson with another carry. And he fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr., his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Commanders will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. So an early advantage now, and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's off the mark, incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Running it out of the gun with Pierce. And a nice run to get this up over the 20-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions. And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled. They'll run this one right with Robinson. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. That burst good for 20 and a first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter. It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling. So that does it for the first quarter of Super Bowl 62. Back in a moment. Already 17-0 our score. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal. And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense. Dancing to his left. And it'll be intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone. You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Back to throw now on first down. Fighting Hilton on the slant. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Second and 1. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The sack will push him back only a couple yards, but certainly not what they were hoping for on first and goal.
On any first and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. C.D. Lamb, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. That was quite the call down around the goal line on fourth and goal.
Yeah, they fake the run, pull it out, throw it, and as a defense, I've been in that spot before, and we see it all the time. You almost have to overcommit against the run. You have to almost sell out and say, they're going to run it, go make a play. They got fooled on that one.
Point after try forthcoming. And the lead is now 24. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's finished off by the touchdown from C.D. Lamb. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. And now out comes Houston. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here first and 10. Looking to throw. And now here is another interception. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick 6 here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
Extra point forthcoming. And the route is on here in this first half. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. First down, they go right back to Pierce. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Toss left side for Pierce. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Open man is Palmer. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. And the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Now, 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Washington on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson to the 43, 2nd down. 2nd and 6. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
We have so many different terms for 3rd down, 3rd and short, 3rd and long, 3rd and manageable. How about 3rd and medium? Because that's what this one was. The defense looked like they had him hemmed in, but he gets away, evades the rush, and picks up just enough for the first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Again, it's Robinson. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. And the catch made by Hilton. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 29-yard line. 11 yards for number 11.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd and 2. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lamb. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Back to throw. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. Robinson is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Robinson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So no touchdown that time, but they do get 3 more, and now they have even more of a cushion.
It's been a terrific first half offensively, so it's hard to blame them for not getting into the end zone there. But the way they've been moving the ball in this one, I don't think these will be their final points of the game.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Houston set to take over. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Oh, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, You're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
The Commanders preparing for their next possession. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. And he's going to get this down near the 25. 2nd and 3. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Back to throw here. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And a broken tackle could not free it. Taken down right at the 10-yard line. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw again. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. They'll throw now on the final play. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And it's been the passing game that's gotten them to where they are, 2 quarters away from a possible Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Commanders up first on offense as we begin this third quarter. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
95 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. To the 43, 2nd down. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. Robinson on a give right side. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Gibson on the read option. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 14 yards that time and a 1st down on the keeper.
And that's another big-time run. And it sure looks like the leverage game is being won by the offensive line. They're the low man on just about every snap, and they're winning, pushing back the defensive front and creating great space for their runners.
Robinson up the middle. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. C.D. Lamb, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Commanders are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Taking it about the 1. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Open man is Duvernay. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Second and 9 now. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That's complete right side to Kmet. They'll look to throw. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on fourth. And the Commanders come through with a fourth down stand. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
118 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Hand off now to Robinson. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
He'll drop to throw. Right side, Claypool's got it. He'll get it inside the 20. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 38 yards. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Robinson again. Trying to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stop for no gain at the 2-yard line. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. Scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Commanders are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Back to throw now on 1st down. And now here's another interception. Derek Stingley picks it. Room here to run. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Robinson, he'll try the left side. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Texans are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Out to his left. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick six is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
An extra point attempt to follow here. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fields it right around the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. It's been a fun one through 3. It always is. The final quarter of Super Bowl 62 is coming your way next. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to finish off the big one, the Super Bowl 62, as we get you set for the 4th and final quarter. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Over the middle, it's complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Second down and a run by Robinson. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Robinson. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And now out comes Houston. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Chase Young bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
And that's his 3rd sack, and that ties a Super Bowl record. Makes me think of my old college teammate, Reggie White. He had 3 with the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl 31. Darnell Dockett of Arizona, Super Bowl 43. And Coney Ealy, 3 sacks for the Panthers against Denver in Super Bowl 50.
All those sacks, they've only been an official record since Super Bowl 17. I know it's believed that L.C. Greenwood unofficially had 4 way back in Super Bowl. Under pressure, they got him again. Deron Payne, he's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. And now here is another interception. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
On the give, here's Robinson.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
144 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. They'll look to throw here. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
And here comes the Texans now.
And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Well, we all know this quarterback had to spend plenty of time studying prior to the game, but he has to be tired of seeing these guys, especially him. 3rd time now he's brought this quarterback down. Whole defense has had a great game, but 3 sacks, not hard to find who one of the leaders of that effort was.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Robinson gets the toss on the right side. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. Robinson will try to pick it up.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Open man downfield is Duvernay.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the false start will back them up 5.
False start.
Yeah, maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
He'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
And that's a Super Bowl record. His 4th sack of the game. I think we got to start thinking seriously about making him the Super Bowl MVP as well.
I think you're right. With him leading in the driver's seat, he certainly has a shot. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll set up a throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Back to throw. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
The Washington offense set to take over. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
Looking to throw. Rolling to his left. And they work this well upfield across the 45. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem scrambling for 22 and a 1st.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line. They'll run again here with Robinson. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And he's got some space here.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 13 yards there and a Washington first.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
They'll run this one right with Robinson.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, it has been the passing game that's really been responsible for much of the scoring so far. But let's not forget about this running attack. They're pretty good, too, as evidenced right there.
And I think, Brandon, the fact that they've thrown the ball so well contributed to that touchdown, because that was a defense that was really keyed up to cover those receivers. All they wanted to do was blanket them. They didn't have enough men in the box to stop the run, and you saw the end result.
An extra point attempt here still to come. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Houston's offense taking over again. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse.
And my goodness, another interception.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. They'll run here with Robinson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
Robinson with another carry.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
212 yards for him on the ground, as this has been a night to remember to this point.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A give left side to Robinson.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, they did it. The Washington Commanders, Super Bowl champions. And this storied franchise will once again possess the Lombardi Trophy.
And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.